If you had found yourself in the Ice Age, you wouldn't have lasted a single day there, and I'll tell you why now. Let's give ourselves a chance and forget the fact that it reached -40 degrees during the day. In this video, you will find out what dangerous wild animals lived back then. Finally, as a bonus, you will learn about the most dangerous brutal creature that didn't even leave other creatures a chance to survive. Imagine you find yourself in a world where everything around is covered in snow, mountains, dense forests, and dead silence. You realize that you are on Earth. Everything is the same, but it feels like there's a different aura.
You look around and realize that the year is exactly 5,000 years ago.
You look at the environment and it is beautiful, untouched, vast open spaces, and in the distance, somewhere far away, you can see the day. The cold and dry climate did not favor the growth of trees. Tundra and steppe-type landscapes predominated.
When you move through this grass, you realize that something is brushing against your legs and something is stinging your eyes.
Congratulations, you've encountered your first opponent named Smilodon, the saber-toothed tiger. As you've already realized, it wasn't named that for no reason. It had powerful sword-like long fangs up to 20 centimeters long. One of the animals discovered as a result of archaeological excavations weighed more than 400 kilograms. For comparison, a modern tiger weighs 300 kilograms, while a lion weighs 250. But we must consider here that the Smilodon is not an ancestor or a close relative of the tiger at all. They come from different evolutionary lineages. In length, this creature reached 3 meters, but it had a relatively very small tail. A large part of the animal's mass was in the front, powerful shoulders, front paws, claws. The animal's shape directly shouted and screamed that it was a tank. It would collide with its prey with full force, pressing down with its 400-kilogram weight, knocking it to the ground and then simply killing it with its 20-centimeter tusks, which also had additional small teeth. And it could open its mouth to 100 degrees. Its maximum sprint over a short distance when attacking prey was between 50 and 65 kilometers per hour. Its build was designed to knock the prey down effortlessly and hold it for several minutes until it bled out. It is no surprise that it hunted young mammoths, bison, wild horses, ground sloths, in a word, everything that moved.
And this is your rival. Let's imagine we got lucky and spotted it early, ran away, and it started chasing us. The main thing is just to run just 100 meters, because this creature develops great speed, but it gets tired very quickly. So let's assume it got tired and we managed to escape. As soon as we ran into the forest, we hid. We already found ourselves facing a new rival.
Arctodus simus is one of the most impressive predatory animals of the Ice Age. It was a bear whose weight averaged between 700 and 900 kilograms, with some estimates even reaching up to 1 ton. Its height when standing on its hind legs was up to 3.7 meters. If it moved on all fours, its height was 1.8 meters. Compared to today's bears, it had a shorter face, which is why it was called the short-faced bear. Although it had long, thin legs, it was likely a fast runner compared to other bears, and it could reach speeds of 50 kilometers per hour. You wouldn't even be able to outrun it on a scooter. There is a cave where claw marks, or bear claw marks, have been found on the wall at a height of 4.5 meters. We are used to bears looking round, balanced and natural, but that was not the case with the short-faced bear. If you were to see it in reality, you would have a strange feeling because it had very long legs and arms, and of course a strange way of walking. This was because the claws of modern bears are directed inward, while this creature's claws were directed outward, just like those of dogs, wolves and cats. Consider this a bear, but a bear that is twice as powerful. I really don't know how a human could survive this, but let's assume it didn't see us. We managed to avoid it, although that's impossible, because its sense of smell was so developed that it would notice even a simple little sniff. Let's assume we got lucky, we survived, and our next opponent will be, of course, the amphibian. It is known as the bear dog, although it is neither a bear nor a dog. A destructive machine, its weight was 600 kilograms and its length was 2.5 meters. To put it simply, it was a bear that could run very fast, like a dog. Its most dangerous power was that it could run for several hundred meters freely without getting tired. Amphibian is interesting because it represents an example of an evolutionary experiment. It is a predator that is neither feline nor purely canine, but rather a separate lineage. In it, the most dangerous and bad traits are developed together, although, as you know, it went extinct. The reason for this is that it could not compete with another creature, which we will talk about now. I don't know how, but even if we escape from the amphibian, unfortunately, it is impossible to run away from this creature because it never hunts alone. We are talking about the dire wolf. To put it briefly, it is faster, stronger, larger, and of course smarter than modern wolves. A genetic study conducted in 2021 showed that the dire wolf is not a close relative of modern wolves, as was previously thought. It is a rather distant relative and is so genetically distinct that scientists have moved it into a separate genus. It evolutionarily diverged from modern wolves just 5.7 million years ago. Consider it an older brother, a more dangerous one. Its weight is 80 kilograms, its length is about 1.8 meters, and its height is 76 centimeters, and their most dangerous weapon is that they never hunt alone. There are many of them, and you can never run away because they can simply chase you for hours, even days. And now, the creature that was destructive and the most dangerous. Every creature on the list was afraid of it. They didn't just destroy predators, they also committed total genocide against species. If you or we were to become their target, there is no chance of survival, because during the Ice Age, they were the true masters of nature. This is of course the primitive human. They even domesticated dire wolves. This was an animal that could set traps, use fire, plan attacks, and killed everything that existed in nature. Bears, wolves, lions, and most importantly, giant mammoths. They were numerous like wolves, lived together, and most importantly, compared to others, they possessed intelligence, and plus, the most powerful strength, endurance. No single primitive human could defeat a mammoth for a second or even 10, which is why they used endurance. They would scare the mammoth with fire and spears, chasing it for days and hours. If the mammoth wanted to rest, they would scare it again so it would run until it ran out of strength and collapsed, and killing an already weakened, fallen animal is the easiest thing to do. I'm not even talking about the discovery of fire in general. This was a super weapon. It kept people warm at night, they could roast food, and most importantly, it scared away animals and predators at night. Every creature I listed went extinct as soon as humans appeared on the continent. Not only were they stronger than them, but they also simply didn't leave enough food for these creatures to feed themselves. Friends, thank you for watching the video to the end. And now don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, and of course tell me what I should make the next video about, what would interest you. Write it in the comments and then I will conduct a poll, and whichever one, so to speak, wins, that's what the video will be about.